Hello everyone and welcome back to another Black Desert video. So earlier this week I made a video doing the Black Shrine bosses, the solos, and we also did the party ones. And I always like to tell people to do this and then show you guys the rewards on like why you should do it as well. But there's always something thrilling about just opening the boxes and calculating how much we got. So basically what we did this week was 8, 9, 10, 8, 10, and 5 hards. We also did the final Gladios, which is the red heart boss, and some of you guys said you didn't even know that existed, which is, you know, interesting. But with that said, here is the reason why you should open the boxes and start doing these bosses. And yeah, something to learn. And one thing going forward is I actually want to start doing the party bosses with you guys, the subs and everything. So we have a channel in the Discord, and I guess whenever day I'm available, I'll just make an announcement and you guys can join. Preferably 330 AP plus, but more is better. I'm happy to do training runs as well. But if you want to start learning, the best way to do that, like on your own time, is doing the party finder thingy. Sometimes there's an ad for hard mode bosses or even normal ones, and the same with Ataraxian. So you guys don't even need me. You could just learn it yourself. But with that said, let's see how much we made this week. All right, let's start with the C8 bosses. Golden Pig 8. All right, so the important things that we want from these are Essence of Dawn and obviously the 100 gold bars, and then everything else is just a bonus. All right, next C8. Got more Essence of Dawns. These are always the same. For Calamity 8, you get, I think, 5 or 6, depending on where you placed on the leaderboard. And then the bonuses are like the extra crystals and all this stuff. You guys remember when all of these circle crystals were like 5 billion each? Yeah, I remember that because I bought them for 5 bill on like the first week it came out. Now here we are. All right, so next we have a Calamity 9 Sangoon. And then this one is, I believe, 8 to 9 guaranteed Essence of Dawn. And then I don't know what the rate of getting the Trace of Thunderbolt is, but I'll get them eventually. And then the gold bars as well. All right. Now we got the big Calamity 10s, which is, I believe, 14 to 15 Essence of Dawn. And then the same gold bars and everything. All right, let's do this. Man, it kind of sucks cheering for harmonies knowing that it's not profit. It's like either it's very minimal or it's breaking even. Trace of Thunderbolt is always guaranteed for Calamities 10, but like I don't know what the rates for 9 and 8 are. So we'll get our Voltarian horse eventually. Dude, no Girin's Tears today, but we got a lot of Essence of Dawns. That's good. All right, so let's open the hard mode bosses. This is where the big money comes in realistically. But for all of you at the mid game and are looking for Essence of Dawns to upgrade your Charizard and everything, that's the best one you should do, even if you don't do party bosses. All right, Uturi. Ah. 2 base belts, and then it's always guaranteed the gold bars. That's 300 and 350 mil, I guess, somewhere around there, plus the Capris, which is always nice, especially for upcoming, what is it, Sovereign Offhand or anything else. All right, Jigwe. Oh, only one Debo, and then this thing, unfortunately, is not that great, even at pen. Yeah, red crystals just straight up don't sell. I hope one day Prolibus will look at these crystals and then just turn them into something further, because I know with Adania, you'll be able to upgrade a lot of different crystals, and I'm not sure if these are one of them included, but you're able to upgrade them. Okay, so 2 Debos this time. All of these, all bases. No prize or duos. Girin's Tier and 1 Debo. Oh, this week was unlucky, actually. Dang. All right, so let's see. Let's do the math. Let's pull out the calculator. Okay, so let's start by selling the gold bars that we got from here. 3.5 billion just off the gold bars. And then we got... These are actually going up in price, the steel black magic crystals, because if you read the Adania patch notes, you're going to need a lot of these to start crafting stuff in the future. But yeah, 47 of these, that's another 4.7 bill. Or, you know, we'll just take it out of taxes later. 4.7, this is 8 billion. And let's see, 250 times 3, plus that's another... Wait, hold on. What was that before? Alright, so we're at like 9 billion, and then this one is another, let's just say 3, because it's probably going to go up or down. So like 330 mil plus 0.33. And then calculate all these. So these rings are about 500 mil each, so plus 1. Oh my god, necks are really low because Ash Force is actually a really good grind spot now. Plus 0.3. And then belts are another 500 each, so plus 1. And then we got 2 of these, so 1.3. And then if you want to calculate all the extra goodies along with it, let's just say it's another 100 mil. These like really don't, the only ones that sell is Girins, the purples and reds don't, and all that stuff. Ooh, Blackstones are max price. That's kind of crazy. So let's just say roughly around 13 bill if we were to sell all of it. But before we do that, let's open all of these to see if we got any good ones. So, Resplendence. Nope. No cheer. Nothing good. Alright, the fire ones. These are the ones that matter. Oh, we got a cheer. Alright, let's see. Oh, we got a strike crystal. That's 5 bill. Nice. And then a blade one. I think there's one lightstone effect that's not best in slot, but it's like more crit rate. And that's actually, it's not like meta or anything, but it's not a bad option for certain spots and or also people who aren't at the end game. So if you're not overcapped and you don't have all out attack, there's a combo that uses blade that gives monster AP and more crit rate. Got another ground, a blight. This one might actually be decent in the future, especially knowing if you do any sort of PvP, these are actually pretty good. But we hit a strike crystal, so that's almost 20 billion today. So yeah, that's pretty good. And then, you know, all of this. So about 18 billion today. That's, you know, pretty good for about an hour of, you know, bosses. Let's see. Actually, let me do a realistic calculation of how long it took me. So that one video that I did, you guys can watch it. I'll leave a link in the description to me doing the bosses. Roughly about an hour to do my solos, which are 8, 9, and 10. I did 8, 9, 10 in this, and then I did 8 and 10 for Golden Pig. And then I also did the Red Heart, the Gladios, which is down in the Ancient Stone Chamber if you're doing the Ataraxian stuff. So all that was about an hour. And then depending on your group, if you're doing party bosses, if you're doing the easy ones, probably only takes you about like an hour tops, assuming you're like one-shotting it and not resetting. So once again, I've said this in a previous video, but I'll talk about it again. Which one should you do if you're learning and if you've never done this before, whether you're doing it on normal or hard? I think Bulgasil is the easiest one, like the one you should do first if you're learning the bosses, followed by Jigwe and Uturi. These are the three main ones that you'll most likely see in Party Finder regularly. So I think it's the easiest ones to learn. Long Wang is not too bad. It has a lot of phases, which, you know, some people take longer than others to learn phases, but ultimately it's mechanics check. Be Young is definitely a mechanics check. You have to, like, everyone has to do a certain task. Like, everyone gets a color, right? So all 5 players, and then it has certain mechanics where everyone has to stand near the right color that you picked. I'll do a video of that at some point, or I might actually have a video. I don't remember, but either way, these Darkwang Wang, not too bad, just very mechanically checking. Be Young, I've never done it on normal. I've only done it on hard, so take that for what is will. I don't think the mechanics are different, just more health. But yeah, so mechanics check. Blue Clad is a lot of mechanics as well and memorization. So this is like a puzzle if you've done the story. And I've never done Deposed Crown Prince, but you need a very strong group to do this one on both normal and hard. And I want to learn that someday. So maybe one day I'll get like a static together and then we'll learn it. But anyway, that's all there is. Once again, Demon Land coming out soon. So if you get the new Sovereign offhand and you're able to reach like 350 AP with that, that's good. But if you aren't, what I would recommend doing, I guess if you want to start doing bosses in like now till next week before Sovereign, or you're not even at this spot, what I'd recommend doing, let's say like your AP, let's say you don't meet the AP requirements, what I would do is get a Nuver, and it doesn't even have to be Caprist. All you're aiming for is 330 or 350 AP, just so you can get into like the entry, and then what you do is do that. And then you have more AP just to get in. So easy tips. As for, is it harder or easier with Nuver versus like a Black Star or Kudum maxed out? A lot of the things are, well, there's a lot of one-shot mechanics, whether you're using either of them. So it's kind of like, don't get hit, kind of. But at the same time, Kudum is a little bit safer, or Black Star. But being able to do it, I've done it with both Kudum and Black Star, or Nuver and Black Star, just so I can, you know, say I did it and everything else. So yeah, that's about it. So that's what I would recommend to you guys. But most, I guess, as of next week, that information, if you don't have the Sovereign offhand that we're getting next week, that's what I would do. But if you have it and you're over to 350, 330, good for you. You're good to go. Anyway, that's it. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.